Joining me now is Sky News Darwin reporter Dan Borscher, who has this exclusive story. Dan, talk us through the events, because this is no great surprise, is it?
Well, Sharon, there's been rumblings for some time. Good evening to you. But this all came to a head in the last half an hour when it emerged there was a party room coup led by Willem Westra van Holt, where he secured 8 votes out of the 14 parliamentary members of the Country Liberal Party to depose Adam Giles less than a year after he himself took leadership from Terry Mills while he was on trade talks in Japan. Now, we know that there'll be quite a shake-up in the front bench of the Country Liberal government here. I've spoken to Adam Giles this evening, the former Chief Minister of the Northern Territory. He said he was shocked by this and that this came out of the blue. Now, this continues to be very much an unfolding story. I'll bring you the very latest as we get more detail.
Following conversations with my Country Liberals parliamentary members, a resolution was reached this evening to change our parliamentary leader.
Dan, some pretty explosive new details coming out this morning.
Ash, that's absolutely right. It's understood that Willem Westra van Holt will be sworn in as the 3rd CLP Chief Minister in as many years in less than half an hour's time by the Northern Territory's Administrator, John Hardy. But that comes as the CLP is having an emergency meeting of its management branch to determine just what course of action there should be taken. It's understood by high-ranking sources within the CLP that there's a huge level of anger within this group, and it has been bandied around of whether the party dissolve or whether certain members of the party are suspended or disendorsed. So still continuing to be very much an evolving story. I can tell you I'm at the Government House now, where we are now in a leadership crisis where a hastily called swearing in of Willem Westra van Holt as the Northern Territory's Chief Minister has been called off, and the Administrator is using reserve powers as we wait to see just how this leadership challenge will resolve. We can confirm here on Sky News that Chief Minister Adam Giles has not signed a resignation yet, and it looks to be deepening splits within the Country Liberal Party that will forego Willem Westra van Holt from having the required 13 seats within the Legislative Assembly to create government. And at this stage, we're still in this leadership crisis and essentially don't have a Chief Minister.
The allegations that have been coming out about senior members of the police force actively running a coup or a campaign in cahoots with some alleged politicians is a significant problem.
David, a remarkable allegation for Adam Giles to be making, that this coup is as a result of actions between senior police officers and Northern Territory politicians.
Willem and I had a good chat, resolved a few issues throughout the team. We've come down here and we've sorted it out. That's probably 18 hours? 18 hours since yesterday.
How does the man who the party yesterday voted to be the Chief Minister end up being the Deputy, and the bloke they wanted to sack keep his job?
Paul, it sounds even more outrageous when you say it like that, but it's certainly been more than 24 hours of unpredictable politics here in the top end.
But leadership speculation seems far from over. Meanwhile, Education Minister Robin Lambley, the architect of the coup, says she was sacked from the ministry. Sky News Darwin reporter Dan Borscher has more.
Day after unprecedented political turmoil.
Yesterday, the Country Liberals went into survival mode.
But today, all smiles and a united front. However, the anger isn't over.
I think what happened in the last 24 hours is bullshit. You know, we're not talking about the Territory.
Robin Lambley launched a blistering attack in saying she'd been sacked from the ministry.
He lacks honesty, he lacks respect, and he lacks integrity. And for those reasons, I feel quite relieved to be stood down from Cabinet today. We know that a vote wasn't taken in the parliamentary wing meeting yesterday. He does not have the full confidence of the parliamentary wing, I believe.
But she refused to answer any questions, particularly about her involvement in calling the coup. Public interest, though, in whether you'll be resigning or challenging further.
I'll let you know what any decisions I make around that will be.